Good morning, everyone. Today we'll discuss the new topic that is creativity. Before discussing the theory about the creativity, I would like you to read this small case. Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. The case title is Learning to Develop Creativity and Innovation, a case study of selected schools. It's the study of Malaysia. And if you are interested in case study writing, there are so many case study writing competitions are being conducted by many of the renowned magazines or the business schools. You can participate in that also. I will share the complete case study on the LMS for your reference. But here we'll be discussing, I will be reading only first 2 pages of this. So first is the abstract, read it out, and after 5 minutes we'll start discussing. Yes, this case is all about the Malaysian shift, how they have shifted from the economy based to the knowledge based economy. So production based economy to knowledge based economy. What are the takeaway from this case is, one is the major hindrance towards growth of any individual is if you consider being oneself is more important than anything else, then there will be no room for exploring the new concepts, new techniques, or there will be no hope for the learning and creativity environment. Am I right or wrong? Do you agree? Yes, please unmute yourself and reply.
Yes, ma'am, agree.
Agree. If we'll consider only ourselves as an important entity, right? So what we need to think about, if we want the growth of the overall society, we need to consider as an we as an entity. We a growth of everyone is important. So Malaysia is currently undergoing a paradigm shift with the transformation from production based to knowledge based economy, and major aspect how any economy can become a knowledge based economy is the major backbone for that is education and training reforms, change in the education techniques. For that they started from the school education to ensure continuous new knowledge is being created, transferred, and shared, and that too within the whole organization. So three important factors are here. So in other paragraph, they are talking about learning. As we have discussed already about learning, learning is a continuous process. So what are the basic requirements for learning is, first is the far most important purpose for learning. Why I am doing this? If that's not clear, then there will be no motivation. Like, if what is the purpose why you are pursuing BTech, there will be some ultimate goal behind that, like, right? So in a similar way, the learning or any environment make it important that one should be clear about the purpose. Then the environment which facilitates learning, your environment surrounding must support you to pursue that dream. And the last is techniques that you are following to have the efficient learning. Efficient, effective learning. Like in the motivation, we discussed about intensity, direction. Direction matters. In the right direction, if one is putting the efforts, then only we can say the chances of a success will be there. So then a individual within the organization work on three environments: individual learning, team learning, and organizational learning. If I am growing as an individual, then I must help my team members to grow more, to learn more. If I am experiencing some new technique, suppose if we take here the example of LMS, I learned something, or if I experience something bad, I must share that with my team. Team here can be my fellow colleagues and the teachers who are teaching the other subjects on the LMS. Then this will help in the organizational learning, overall growth of the organization. And if we talk India as a nation, if I grow and I am helping my students to grow, then they'll learn and teach somebody else, and overall growth of the nation can be built up. So they have beautifully presented this process in the form of a diagram: individual learning, team learning, organization learning. And I'm very much sure that all of you can answer what will be the result of this. Can you explain? If every one of us start focusing, rather than focusing upon me and myself only, even though that is important, but if we start shifting from this to we as an individuals, we as a group need to grow, what will be the result? What kind of society we will make? Please share your views. Yes, unmute yourself. If suppose I have learned something good for that can be helpful for me in my placement, if you will start sharing with your fellow mates, there will be अभी आपके पास suppose है एक idea है and you have explored that, learned about that. If you are sharing with your fellow mates, probably they must be having some other ideas. They'll also share. And with this mutual sharing, there is a pool of knowledge will be created, and that will be helpful for one and all. Am I right or wrong?
Right, ma'am.
Right. So can you just answer by taking one example? What will be the result? What kind of society will be made by this kind of sharing?
Like it will be a quick learning. People will learn quickly because of multiple ideas from different people, and they will also learn teamwork, and a healthy competition will exist in the society.
Very good. Healthy competition will be there in the society. जो अभी हम एक रेस की बात करते हैं ना, everyone is into the race. मुझे first आना है. I want to grab this. कि physical necessity के पीछे भागते हैं. If those things will be equalized, resource sharing will be there. तो एक जो possession over the resources एक माइंड में है, मे बी वो भी डाइवर्ट हो जाएगा. तो हम शेयरिंग की तरफ डाइवर्ट हो जाएंगे. Anyone else who wants to share their views? So here comes the importance of creativity that we are going to discuss. How the Malaysian schools transformed from production-based economy to knowledge-based economy. As an economy, they have grown up because they imposed or they created an environment of creativity among their students. Students or the youth is the backbone of for the growth of any nation or for growth of any economy. So if we are creative enough, then there will be no problems. Why there will be no problems? Because problems will be there, but they'll be accompanied by the n number of solutions because I'm creative enough to tackle them. So, how many of you think that you are creative? Answer first in the yes or no. Do you think that you are creative? Now I want answer from everyone so that I can know you are physically present there and listening to the teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Engineers are creative. Some less, some more.
Oh, so it's a generalized statement. All engineers are creative. And what about the non-engineering students?
They are also creative. Some are less, some are more. It's that if we develop the creativity, then it will increase.
Okay, so you believe
Diplomatic
that
answer.
creative potential can be developed. Hanji, Anmol, what are you saying?
Yes, one creative potential can be developed, and like if even a small child of 3 to 4 years is creative enough, we see him doing new activities, and that's the creativity children show. And if they develop on that, they will surely increase.
Yes. Ankita, please unmute yourself. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. And I agree with Anmol that creativity is a skill that can be developed and it may or may not be inherently present in someone, but a person can definitely improve
Learn.
his level by developing.
Okay. Asim,
Yes, ma'am.
complete the sentence.
मैम क्रिएटिविटी सब है सब में, पर जैसे सबके पास अलग अलग क्रिएटिविटी है अपने टैलेंट के हिसाब से।
Yes.
जैसे
Yes,
जो
please.
मतलब करता रहेगा क्रिएटिविटी, मतलब अपने हिसाब से प्रैक्टिस करते रहेगा, उसके हिसाब से बढ़ती रहेगी।
Right. So it's been as explained by all of you, and it's been scientifically proven that every human being, every individual is creative, right? Every individual is creative. So by the definition, creativity is the real root cause of present human crisis. If you think that you are facing the problems, you are into the crisis, that is maybe because of the lack of creativity. Or maybe you have not explored that much to not to have those crises. So that is why creativity is one of the fundamental human values. From the last few lectures, we are discussing about the human values. We discussed morals, ethics, motivational studies. So creativity is among one of them, and it's more important to be happy and to be successful in your life. As I always used to say, happiness is the top priority rather than to be successful, right? So what are the basic ingredients for the creativity? Freedom. Why freedom? Freedom of thought is very much important to be creative. I think all of you will be agreeing with me. If freedom of thought is not there, one can't be creative. So अगर सोचने की क्षमता ही नहीं है, सोचने की आपको allowed ही नहीं है freely सोचना, then you can't explore and develop something new, right? So freedom of expression of thought is also accompanied by freedom of thought. Then one know how to express my thought. Sometimes students आते हैं ना कि मैम I know the answer but मुझे expression of thought नहीं आता है, express नहीं करना आता है. So if expression is not there, then also one can't be creative. So how one can learn to be creative? One is जो बोलते हैं कि कुछ नई scientific study आई है या किसी ने नई Robin Sharma has written a book. He was living from last few months in the palms of the nature so that he can explore new thoughts and new ideas. Then he can express them beautifully on a piece of a paper. तो वो सब क्या है? Creativity एक artistic creativity है. As Asim told, there are different creative potentials. So, Robin Sharma, a famous writer, motivational speaker, has the artistic creativity कि वो अपने expression of thought का कैसे देते हैं in the form of books. वो लिखते हैं वो motivational thoughts, motivational books. तो वो अगर if he feel fresh and feel surrounded, feel calm, then freedom of thought comes into the freedom of expression. So freedom of thought and freedom of action are necessary for creative thinking. As we discussed, there are various kinds of creativity, and for exploring more into that potential, one must be aware about in which field I am creative, in which way I am creative. As first question was, do you think that you are creative? So majority of you said yes, we think we are creative. I think I am creative. Now the second question is, in which area you are creative? Now the next question that might as of now you will not be aware of. So today the task for you is try to spend some time with yourself, that is me time, and think and explore about your creative potential. What you like the most, in what way you express your thoughts, either intellectual creativity, artistic creativity or useful creativity, in which area you are creative. Once you have the answer, then on the daily basis, try to explore that creative potential more so that you can become a master in that area, right? You'll be doing this by the end of the day.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am. But like, what is the
Yes, ma'am.
three creativity stand for? Like, some difference if you can tell.
Yes,
Intellectual, artistic, and
yes. We are coming. I'm coming to that. We'll be discussing that in the next slides. So intellectual creativity is intellect. It's been derived from the word intellect. Intellect किसके साथ deal करता है? With the brain, with the mind. So that means involving a person's understanding and continuous improvement and refining them is the intellectual creativity. Formulation of hypotheses, theories, ideas, how we can explore more, जो know how कि एक जो feeling है ना, how this can be solved. Like the biggest example of this is the development of a language for expressing your views, for communicating your ideas. जैसा आपने बोला था कि एक जो बच्चा है 3 to 4 years का, वो भी एक लैंग्वेज लर्न करता है या अपने एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ थॉट विद द हेल्प ऑफ द टॉयज ही इज प्लेइंग. इफ even if he is playing with the mud or the clay, he expresses his thoughts in a different way. तो वो एक दिमाग पीछे काम कर रहा है ना उसको बनाने के लिए. So that is intellectual creativity. Then artistic creativity, as the name suggests, it's been driven from the word art. It's the more matter of heart, as like intellectual creativity is more related to the mind, developments made by the human mind, curiosity of the human mind to know more, to express more. So artistic creativity is expressed through poetry, drama, and other forms of literature, and in different art forms. There are various art forms under the artistic creativity that can be painting, music, or different decorative arts. So artistic creativity can be, there are different kinds. Suppose हम बोलते हैं ना कि ये तो artistic बंदा है, वो क्यों the word why artistic is being used with that particular human, because आप एक अपना expression of एक freedom of thought के साथ expression of thought how I am expressing with the help of words, उसको पोएट्री की फॉर्म में लिख रहे हो, बुक की फॉर्म में लिख रहे हो, पेंट कर रहे हो अपने एक्सप्रेशंस को, व्हाइट एंड ब्लैक में पेंट कर रहे हो, सैडनेस है या कुछ कामनेस है या कलरफुल पेंट्स के साथ पेंट कर रहे हो. So there are lot many things that you can know about the human personality from the way he or she is expressing himself or herself. Like the way we write, our writing depicts much more about our characteristics, what kind of human I am. Getting my point?
yes, ma'am.
So next is the useful creativity or the practical creativity. Like humans are very clever and fast. There is always they find the scope for improvement in each and everything. So this creativity has become essential for industrial and business organizations. So we used to say after industrial revolution this comes, after industrial revolutions now we are living in the era of robotic developments. Hotels are being are practicing the offering of the food and taking up of your orders with the help of robots. If you are aware of this, robots are operating in many of the hotel industries to pick up the order and to deliver the meals to the customers. So this is the creation of useful creativity. So every engineering design is a creative synthesis of knowledge, knowledge to know more, to explore more, to make the life more comfortable. Tools and materials that are being used to make that engineering design by using diverse areas of science and technology. So as you said, every engineer is a creative, every human being is a creative. So innovation and creativity has become the key success in the modern competitive environment. After a few months, you will be working with the very reputed organizations, very reputed companies. So if at any point of time, personally or professionally, you get a setback, like in the last class, we were discussing about stress and depression. So if you feel stressed out, so try to sit down and spend some time with yourself and start thinking about these small activities that I'm giving you. I am creative. I know I can do this. So then why I'm stressed out today? I just need to stop somewhere. ये जो फास्ट मूविंग लाइफस्टाइल बना लिया है उससे थोड़ा सा पॉज लो. Sit and spend some time in the arms of the nature, spend some time with your family. Then use your creative potential to solve your daily routine problems. Believe me, every one of us is going through that. So, who is the happiest person on this planet? The more the person is creative and innovative. So, you need to now know how you can be more creative and in what creative. So, creative organizations find innovative ways of organizing work. In some companies also you'll find some people, they are more happy and they are being paid more for the same job or for the same job position. Why some individuals are being paid more? Because they are just coming up with the creative ideas of marketing the product. They are just coming up with the creative design of that product that can be user friendly. Like अभी आता है ना कि आप hair straightener है या कुछ accessories है that are pocket friendly, that are your daily routine carry कर सकते हो while going to the office. So that are because of the creative designs of that product. The renowned Apple company, iPhone making company, they have the designed patent for the box, packaging box of the mobile phone. Can you believe this? A patent for the design of that box, because they have proven that it's unique and it have advanced features to store that product. So use your creative potential. There are a number of ways to express your thoughts and ideas, to channelize your energy in a positive way. So the quality of collective social life depends on my ability to find creative solutions to the common social problems. Here you can see the difference. On the one line, I'm saying my creative potential to solve common social problems. So never in life think about if I'm the only one who is facing all these problems. Majority of the problems are common to all of us. So it's just the way we deal with that, the way we adjust with that, way we change and develop, that defines the growth of an individual. So even if as of now you don't think you are creative, or you don't know how you can be more creative in one particular way, so there is a 5-step formula for that. First point is problem sensing and problem identification. It's been termed as a creative process, creativity learning process, how one can learn to be creative. So the first step is problem sensing and problem identification, as the name suggests. Now, again, what you need to do is sit alone, take a paper pen, and think about your environment, think about your surrounding. Do you feel that there is some problem? Can you sense that? Like, for example, if I sit back, I believe there is a problem in the quality of the air because of the air pollution. This is the problem. There is the problem of internet connectivity. Every one of us don't have that network connection. There is a problem of unemployment in my country. So in this way, you can make a list of problems. Then problem identification. Is it really a problem, or it's only for me it's a problem? Is it a universal problem? Everyone is facing this problem. So this problem needs to be addressed. So if you have written, suppose 10, 15 problems, by sensing the problem, then in the identification, you will cut down few of them. No, it's only, I think that it is a problem. Maybe others don't feel so, right? Then comes the next step, that is exploration and preparation. Exploration and preparation means that collecting all the relevant information about that problem, collecting the information from the people, from the literature itself, from the past experiences of the people that they have quoted in the form of books, magazines, in the newspapers that's been published. This problem is like abhi hum baat karte global warming ki, this will come after 20 years, there will be no water resources, the ozone layer is depleting, suppose. So if after 20 years people will start exploring why we are here, or as of now if we start exploring why we have reached this stage, for that we'll need to learn the previously published literature, where we were and how we lead to where we are today, so that that gap can be minimized, that gap can be filled with the positive resources. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
So tries to find out how similar problems are being solved in other fields. Maybe in some part of India, we feel that this is the problem in North India. Maybe in the southern parts, the problem has been already solved. So who were the persons involved? Who were the organization? How they, suppose water level is depleting in some of the areas, but in some other areas, already the government or the local NGOs have resolved that problem. So what solutions they have implemented? That can be explored, and we can prepare the similar solutions for putting up in the my area. So this stage involves exploration, distinction, and possible frustration as well, because there will be a number of solutions but when it comes into the reality, actual feasibility of those solutions might not be there. So that sometimes leads to the frustration, which solution can be imposed and designed. Then comes the next step of creativity, that is after gathering all the information and ideas, one now push the problem from conscious mind to subconscious mind. This is also termed as a sleeping over that problem. होता है ना कई बार के कुछ जो अपने जहन में बात रह जाती है, all the time, day and night, in the dreams also we are exploring that thing only. ऐसा experience किया है कभी?
Yes, ma'am. किया.
So that is allowing the subconscious mind to think over that problem. So कभी कभी तो ऐसा लगता है कि that becomes the reality. हम उसी crisis में, उसी चीज में जी रहे हैं जिंदगी. So that is incubation, arranging the required factors to the new patterns. और कभी कभी after sleeping over that problem, we come up with the beautiful idea of resolving that problem. So that is termed as a flash of insight. After having all the knowledge about what problem is, we have gathered the necessary data and information from the literature, and by exploring and interviewing the different people who were involved in that problem, suddenly right solution for that problem flashes into the human mind. Now we need to check out the feasibility of that solution. I'll quote here the example of Newton's theory of gravitation. On a Sunday afternoon walk, the idea of attaching a separate condenser to the steam engine comes to the James Watt in such a flash that idea made possible the Industrial Revolution. So this is the another example. One is the development of theory of gravitation. Newton was not attending the classes. He was sitting under the apple tree, and suddenly an idea came up. We all know the story. Similarly, James Watt got the idea of industrial revolution. And the last step is verification and application. As we know that every idea is not feasible to implement. So all mind flashes are not always useful and doesn't accompany the practical solution to the problem. So the suggested idea has to be carefully worked out in all the details so that necessary or required calculations, computer stimulations, and lab experiments can be done for the implementation of the same. So this is all about the creativity. So what you will be doing by end of the day? There are two tasks. Sit ideal, take a paper pen and note it down in which aspect you think that you are creative. Then try to explore more about that. Try to Google down what were the people who were creative in the artistic potential, the people who have artistic potential, how they use it, how one can be more, how I can learn more about this potential, how I can have the more knowledge about this creativity of myself. Right? You'll be doing it?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Definitely.
Yes, do it for yourself. This will be very much helpful for you. It's not only in the placements, you'll get the marks by just having the practical knowledge. Sometimes exploring your inner self can also help you to grab the good position in some organization. So these values or lessons of the values are very much important for personal and professional growth, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, batches. Stay
Ma'am, I have
happy.
a question
Ye-
from today's lecture. Can I ask?
Yes, please. Yes.
Ma'am, today, ma'am, you explained about useful creativity, but
Yes.
I was like, I got confused. What is the difference between useful activity and other activities? Like other like artistic activity or intellectual activity, they are also useful. So how can we differentiate between them?
This is more like useful creativity is practical creativity. Like, suppose I'm dealing with the stress.
Okay.
One thing from artistic creativity, I'll put my ideas of stress on the paper by drawing. Suppose I'm afraid of something, तो एक black shadow या white black and white मैंने एक वो बना दिया portrait, and after making that portrait I'm feeling relaxed, right? So that is
Okay.
artistic creativity of solving the same problem. Now
Right,
useful
ma'am.
creativity is there are therapists for that, psychiatrist for that. साइकेट्रिस्ट वो क्या कहते हैं कि जो आपकी गेम्स बनती है, एक पीछे गेम आई थी ना एक कि स्ट्रेस रिलीव करने के लिए पीपल यूज टू प्ले दैट इज वेरी सिंपल, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द नेम ऑफ दैट, एक पजल पजल सॉल्व करो कि आपका माइंड डाइवर्ट हो जाएगा. सो दैट इज another kind of creativity to tackle the same problem of stress. One way was artistic creativity. अगर हम गेमिंग की बात करें, that is the creation of practical or useful creativity.
But that might also come under intellectual in the intellectual creativity.
But anyhow, these three are interrelated. These
No,
can't be
intellectual. Yeah. Yeah.
intellect interrelated. Like
Okay. Okay.
इसमें भी हम expressing the views with the help of language कह रहे हैं. In the artistic, we are expressing our views with the in the form of art. So these are dependent. अगर हम एक Venn diagram बनाएं तो overlapping होगी इनकी.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why more or less we are saying every individual is creative and one can learn to create to develop the creative potential more in these different areas. Suppose theory है, अब मैं I'm not good in writing. अगर आप मैथमेटिकल थ्योरी सॉल्व करने को बोलो, suppose the person is not good in that, but the person is good in expressing the thought in the form of picture. Otherwise the person is good in कि वो mechanically उसको draw कर देगा, एक आपको एक model design कर देगा, but वो solve नहीं कर सकता equation को. So now you can see the difference between three.
Yeah, ma'am. Got it. It's clear
So
now.
there is a difference. There is a difference. At the same time, there is overlapping of the some concept, but these three are somehow bit different from each other.
Right,
Yes.
ma'am. Right.
Anyone else having any other doubt? Any other questions? So thank you. Do this exercise by the end of the day or whenever you get some free time. Thank you. Stay happy. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.